Oh, good morning. Oh, it's a bit chilly this morning, but it's a blue sky. Birds are flying around everywhere. No matter what life throws at you, either in a relationship or just in your daily life, one thing about living in the Philippines, as opposed to anywhere else that I've lived in, peace and tranquility abounds, especially for us expats, where we, unlike so many of our fellow citizens, maybe focus on. The locals just have to get up each day, face each day with the knowledge that if they don't work hard, they don't get food on the table. But for us expats, we sort of lay back, chill out, have a beer maybe, some of us, and take life as it comes, enjoy it, and appear to have no problems. No worries, as they say. No worries, mate. But that is the case. That is actually the case. You can sit in a jeepney and join the locals on their way to wherever they're going. And you can't help but realize that each of them have their own challenges each day. You see so many women dressed up to the T's, not overly made up, but smartly dressed, on their way to do a necessary job in their community, but a necessary occupation to make money for them and their family. And they maybe look at us, these so-called millionaires. All it means is that they recognize that we don't seem to have any money problems. Of course, we all do, but in our own different ways. Some of you say, "Oh, you can't live on this amount," or that's not a life, that's just scraping by. Well, you see, if you say that, that means that you don't value the importance of life itself. Importance of life doesn't mean you have to have a four-wheel drive or a two-wheel drive or just simply an SUV as you describe them. But just being able to get around is nice, to be able to hop into your own vehicle and pop down the road. But also you have to be aware that there are implications living here in the Philippines, that every time you have an accident, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be the one that is pointing the finger at. Because you can afford, they think, to fix it yourself. Fix the problem, the hospital bills, the damaged vehicles, beside your own vehicle. But of course, in the West, we have insurance, and it fixes the problem instantly. The shop where you take it to be fixed asks you for your insurance details, policy number, and they do all the work for you. There's no money up front except maybe your excess. You pay the excess to the fixer, and you wait till you've been called to come and pick up your nice, shiny, repaired car. Here, of course, you have to fight every way. You have to argue the point with insurance companies who want you to foot most of the bill, if in fact they want to pay anything out. You have to traverse the roads where, yes, there are road rules, but nobody sticks to them. It's chaotic. You imagine what it must be like driving around every day with your nice shiny SUV in Manila, wondering if the next person coming alongside you on the inside without any indications doesn't swipe you down the side. And again, you have to face the reality. Imagine what it must be like to no longer receive daily mail, junk mail, demand notices for overpayments or underpayment, non-payment, council tax, all those sorts of things. What a blessing it must be now to not have all those things to worry about. All you have to worry about is that the water bill's been paid, and the power bill's been paid, and the internet's been paid. How much, you say? My case, $1,500 a month on both connections. She who must be obeyed has got one upstairs, and I have one downstairs for us and the girls. And that's all really you have to worry yourself about. The rest is just incidentals, food, the occasional trip out somewhere. Oh, and of course, Dada, can you pay and I'll pay you back? Well, again, if you can't live comfortably on what you have, then you won't live comfortably anywhere. Because the Philippines is such a laid-back place where you feel hungry, you drop into a cantina or a servery, array of different foods that you can eat. When you first come here, you go, ooh, can't eat that stuff, because it looks so uninviting. But now to the more adjusted life and focus, some sort of, I don't know what you would call it, mince and vegetables, and half a serving of rice, a little pot of soup, and maybe a drink, 60, 70 pesos. I'm happy for breakfast. I'm happy for lunch. I could even be happy for tea. The point is, one just has to adjust one's life. You can't live like, I can't live like in Australia here. I can't live like in New Zealand here or England or even America. It's just not possible. Yeah, I can build a house that's the pride of everybody in the neighborhood, maybe. But we have to maintain it. We have to look after it, because within days, the jungle grows. And if you don't keep onto it, then you become overgrown. You look derelict. And the gardener here is me at the moment. It used to be myself and Jane, but she's too busy at the moment with the end of the year stuff for work. And it's having pride in one's daily life. Every day it starts with what I call the witch's broom, the one with a long handle, not the one where you bend over and put your hand behind your back, which is so common here. More like the ones you see the municipality ladies sweeping the road with around the market. And I sweep the leaves along the front of three properties really. Next door neighbour, which is Auntie Josie's sari store, I sweep her front too. And I sweep also Jane's niece property next door to us. And it's not that I'm doing anybody a favour, it's just I enjoy keeping the area out the front looking clean, tidy. Pride in one's environment. And that's what all life is about here now. It's enjoying life, doing things that you find fulfilling. I finally finished the ceiling in the what we called the shop. This isn't a shop yet, but we're working on it. And pride in one's work. Yesterday I spent all day hammering with a hammer and a chisel, cold chisel. My goodness. Talk about white man. Grinder, chipping it out. I used to have a Kango hammer, a little Kango hammer. I lent it out to a wealthy family, neighbour, who managed to break it. But wasn't worth the argument with the guy, not for, 1,800 pesos to replace it. It was maybe 5 years old now, probably can be fixed, but do I really want to be bothered getting the parts and fixing it? One side of me says yes, one side says no, but it would have been handy yesterday, digging that hole, which took me about 3 hours, chipping away. No wonder they take 3 years to build a bridge when they're demolishing the old and doing it with a hammer and a chisel. Oh, the Filipino way. And I achieved it. The aircon's now sitting in its hole. The girls think it's going to fall out of the hole, which it won't, because the sheer weight of it at a slight tip will hold it in place, which it's doing its job. It worked. Now all we have to do is to get a surround for the unit inside and for outside, just to do a bit of rendering. And the steel bracket that's going to be built to support the unit outside. But otherwise it's up and running, and it's cold in that room, that's for sure. But it's something the young mother wanted in her room. Her husband and boyfriend are going to be paying for it, and paying the extra cost of running the actual unit, which I'm glad to see they're being responsible and only having it on for maybe an hour just to cool the room down for the baby. But again, nothing worth worrying about. So life just dawdles along. Plenty of things to do around the place. No excuse for feeling idle. No excuse for doing nothing. It's just one of those days. Another day in this intriguing, beautiful land of the Philippines. Yeah, it's full of drama. It's full of weird situations. But nothing that can't be overcome. That's life. I hope your life is that way for you too. I'm not stressed. No one's asking me to leave. So I'm here for the long haul. And I hope that you all find ways of readjusting your life to sit comfortably around you so that your day is a happy one. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, comment, and you have a lovely day. Bye now.